Hi, it's Paul here. Welcome back to the polytunnel. I thought I'd just pop in today, even though the weather outside's a bit not so good. I thought there's always some jobs you can do on the inside of the polytunnel. So here I am for a nice city downy job today. Now the job I'm going to have today is having a look at these lettuce seeds. You might remember we used some old punnets to plant up some lettuces about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Well, look at that. Don't they look lovely? Now I know there are some of you out there that will be looking at this and licking your lips going, ooh, microgreens. But no, this is not microgreens. This is about 200 lettuce plants in about 6 weeks time. So what I'm doing today is I'm just going to separate these off very, very carefully. I'm going to put them on into cells to allow them more space to grow. Now you might remember we put plenty of compost in here to be able to feed them for a little bit longer if we needed to. But what I'm doing is I'm actually taking them off a little bit earlier than I normally would. I've got 2 leaves on here, proper leaves, mine, not the little baby trainer leaves like baby teeth. These are proper leaves on here. So I can hold the plant by the baby leaves, not touching the new leaves and definitely not touching the stem or the roots. Now because we've put more depth in here, the roots have gone down rather than all mingly piggly. So the idea is that when you come to separate them, they should separate an awful lot easier. Now the cells that I'm putting them in are these ones. So again, I've got about old money 2 inches of depth going in there. I've already popped a few in already. I've taken some of the big lumps out of the compost, but I didn't bother riddling it down because if I did, there'd be nothing left going through the sieve because it's all big lumps, this stuff. But I've given it a good soaking with water and I've left it 20 minutes to really absorb that water. Now when I want to actually plant, all I need to do is push my finger into that nice moist compost. I don't know if you can see there, it leaves a lovely clean hole to pop the plant into. Now squeezing compost around the roots and the stems of a delicate plant can be sometimes a bit damaging, so if you're going to do it, just take care. The other thing that I do is on the top of the plants where sometimes it's standing a little bit high, instead of earthing it all up with more compost, I just use a bit of damp sand. So I can put that damp sand around the top of the plant here, you see, just to firm it up and give it a little bit more support. It also keeps the moisture in a wee bit more. So let's have a look at how we separate these babies off. So I tend to use a nice little knife here and just take out, go right down the bottom mind, and just take out a bit of a clump. Don't try and take one at a time out because you will damage them. I shouldn't say you will, I mean you might. Don't know if you can see there already, look. See what I mean about holding them by that baby leaves. So we'll pop these over here and then separate them off. Just get another couple out there, I think. They look nice. We'll get those out again, being very, very careful. So if that's focusing in all right there, you can see there that the plants, if I take hold of them by their baby leaves and pull sideways, look at that. And what I get is a lovely plant with a good root system on it. You can see that? That's very well formed. Now notice carefully, I'm holding them by those first leaves, not the true and proper leaves. So again, we literally pop our finger in the compost mix right away down, go in deep and then gently, very gently, put the soil or the compost back around it. Now I'll just show you that again because I think the camera's trying to refocus it. So we'll take another little one here and we'll pop it in up here. You just leave the other soil on, lots of microorganisms in there. Gently put them in. It doesn't have to be right in the center of the cell. Don't worry about that. Now you see there's a little bit of a hollow there, and that's simply where I take the extra sand and pop a little bit in there. So as you can see, we'll take another one of these little babies here. There's a nice one. Pop that in there. Nice and deep. Gently in, tuck it in gently as if you're putting the bin to bed, you know. A little bit of sand around the top. That's it. There we are. So that's half a punnet there. It's about 40 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 40 exactly. 40 lovely lettuces, not microgreens. 40 lovely lettuces, all planted up. I'll pop them away to one side now. Keep an eye on them to make sure that they don't dry out too much. And hopefully within a couple of weeks' time, they'll be ready for planting outside. So thanks for joining me, and see you later.